Are you a late bloomer too? Ever since childhood, I have been told many times that I was a late bloomer and that I could do better in whatever I was lacking. This can of course be rather discouraging, if not depressing. I've always heard Sasha complaints continue from a variety of people across different teams, companies, and even countries. I simply did not fit in anywhere.
I don't fit with anybody.
I don't know, I don't seem to fit in anywhere.
I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in.
I have been self-employed almost all of my life, with few exceptions, and more or less in control what I have been doing and with whom I dealt with. And still, I was mainly rather unhappy. It felt too temporary. In my early 20s, I was seriously overthinking what will I do if I didn't make my first million before I turned 30. I've changed my career multiple times, from studying physics and math furiously in high school and dreaming of formulas before bedtime, to switching 180 degrees to studying law and finance because I thought studying these disciplines in depth can help me in being a better entrepreneur. I got my first paid job as a 16-year-old selling kids and men's underwear at a retail store, which later became my own and which I then expanded to several stores and had over 50 B2B clients whom I would resell to at the age of 18. It was then when I started working 16 hours a day, which is still mostly the case in the present day.
It's gonna be hard work.
It's hard work and sacrifice.
It's too much work.
In short, I gained a wide variety of different experiences, learned processes within the companies, studied disciplines, and created several companies myself. I've worked in retail to food and beverages, then to telecom services and hardware equipment. There was even a period when I gave myself a gap of 12 months to travel, which I stopped after understanding that traveling through different countries for me equals to only changing a wallpaper. In retrospect, it was not very useful to give myself a break this long, but since then I have learned to communicate with almost anyone, from kings to beggars. Then there was that time when I went full force on being a freelance film maker and technician, picking up all kinds of gigs and working basically just for food on various large and small film sets. I was doing everything possible, from camera and sound assistant to post-production and sound design, and from a makeup artist assistant to script writing and editing, so I could learn all the nuts and bolts of film production and technology. This was followed by starting my own post-production company and eventually transitioning to the corporate research world to work for the largest entertainment company for 6 long years. There I indulged myself in creating patents and thinking through how technology can change substantially or introduce completely new ways of making business in the media and entertainment industry. When you are in your 20s, it is very common to have a job that you dislike. It is perfectly fine to not feel very useful and be frustrated about pretty much everything and everybody surrounding you.
I hate this job.
Stavi, you don't like your job, do you?
Oh, yes. I like very much.
What? It's Monday already?
Those are the times you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like going to work and seriously think of giving it up. And maybe you should replace this job with a different one, only to realize that after 1 month or even sooner, that although you have a different job, it is still bringing you the same feelings. In my opinion, this is the time to put all concerns away and rather learn to communicate your own ideas in a professional environment, understanding practicalities about your field of interest, or even better, in several fields. It is definitely not the time to freak out and to call yourself a failure. In your 30s, you probably already have a preferred industry and the job title in mind. For me personally, the right move was to surround myself with the associates and collaborators who had similar jobs to what I wanted to become. Those were who shared the same principles as me, but came from different backgrounds. They had their own unique set of skills, expertise, and personalities which were very different from my own. And I was also looking for the kind of people with a great network, and that usually comes with age and work history. If I were to give advice to anybody, it would be to spend time with your people as much as you can, perhaps by making a contribution to someone else's idea, or you could be participating in a work in progress concept development or joining a strong team which is about to really take off. With these people, you gain the right network and expertise in a domain you are about to focus on. Once you've found your people, give it all you can. This segment here can be as stressful as when you were just starting out. I would say that for myself, now in my 30s, I find a distinct pleasure to be surrounded by people I like and I respect while creating things I love and doing those for the people I have full respect and whose needs I understand. The experiences I had in the past might appear as a cacophony of jobs and companies to those who don't know me personally, but today I'm just like my client. I'm a business owner and constantly raking my brain on where can I connect with new clients. I do understand those restaurant owners who are also filling in for the dishwasher and the busboy when people get sick and can't show up at work, because I owned one and I had to do it myself. I'm fortunate enough to say that with Nanos, I'm in a good space where everything makes sense. I was always easily inspired by visually appealing creative concepts. Advertising, especially in an advertisement. I will never underestimate the power of storytelling through what's first perceived as this simple imagery. Today, thanks to all of my past experiences, I also appreciate the intrinsic power of technology and its role. It is not to replace human beings, but to make people's lives easier and better. I am super proud this to be part of my life now.